Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
John Riggio in the house, joining us as always, our author, pro tennis player, architect, and man of many stories. Boy, oh boy, we're excited to have him here today, hailing live from New Jersey. Joining us today with, well, we're going to hear about some tips. We're going to hear about the book. We're going to hear about, well, maybe the movie that's next, and a lot of his past. What's happening, John?
Yes, hi Jill, how are you?
How's everything going with you this week? All right?
Yeah, everything is good. It's starting to warm up and there's a lot of things going on. Today I'm going to continue with some tennis stories.
Good.
Just a lot of the stories are also based off of my book,
Yeah?
My Own Court, The Life Story of Tennis Legend John Riggio. It's easy to find online. You could buy the hardcover, paperback, ebook. It's on different stores like Barnes & Noble, Thrift Books, Amazon, Kobo. And so today, just to get started, I haven't had any visitors or guests on my show, but today I have someone I'd like to show you. It is a new friend of mine, and she has her own business, and I have a little video. So let me just share that now. Let me just get this on here. Let me just open this here. Okay, let me just open the video first. I think the only thing with the video was the sound. Let me just see if we can get the sound going.
Yeah. Can you, if you share the screen, you'll be able to share the video for sure.
Do you have to control the sound over there?
No. Before you share your screen, I'm just going to recommend you hit the word share, but hit share sound first, and then obviously hit the share button, and it should work.
Okay, great. Here it goes. Okay, so you can see her picture.
Beautiful.
Her name is Cherry, and she is a business lady. She's on her own salon in Vietnam, and I'm just going to show some pictures after her video. And this is just a little introduction. Welcome, everyone. This is True Trang, and she's going to explain some of her work that she does.
Yes.
Hi, what is your name?
Hi, my name is Chu Chan. Next name be my friend talking for me, Cherry.
Where do you live right now?
I in New York. I go New York.
What kind of work do you do?
I go in spa and nail and beauty.
How long have you been working in the knot and spa industry?
I work 20 years.
Why did you decide to work in nails and eyelashes?
I work nail in spa in I dream curl and spa in New York.
What is your favorite kind of spa treatment?
Yes, I curl one spa, yes.
Do you have dreams of opening your own spa store?
Yes, I want. It's okay.
Thank you, Cherry.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, great.
Aw, adorable.
So that was her introduction, and let me just bring up her pictures from her salon.
Sure.
Just open. Okay, great. And let me just go here. There you go here. Let me share the screen now. Okay, great. Okay, so this is Cherry's salon. She has owned a salon for a long time in Vietnam. And of course, she's my new girlfriend, and she is shown here. This is her picture right in the middle, her sign, and her name
Aw.
right here. And it's a really very impressive salon. I'm going to go through just a couple of quick pictures real quick. And
Aw,
this is showing the salon. It's really amazing business he's had. She's the owner of the salon. Her name
beautiful.
is right there on the sign. And this is really very detailed.
It's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that a sauna? Whoa,
Yes, it is.
gorgeous.
And that finishes these pictures. Yes, I just wanted to show you this. She is amazing in business and she has all that great experience. I just wanted to give you a little showcase of her. So
Aw.
for today, I wanted to go through a number of things from last week. I think one thing I wanted to just summate from the last podcast was, and it's very good to learn from, is that to put this whole thing together with tennis, pro tennis, I sort of had to really use my abilities to organize people, to coordinate people together, know different people, calling them on the phone, putting them together. And I think the first example of that was really my tennis club, was really to show I had this ability, was to put people together and to sort of make friends with them really in tennis, also just on a sportsmanship level. Didn't have to
Wow.
make best friends with everyone,
Mm-hmm.
just putting people together on a sportsmanship level. A lot of people had desires to play tennis, and that is one ability that I really used when I was younger, and I continued on doing that. Um, I used that ability also, say, when I was younger, even in after school sports. I used to put together neighborhood kids together,
Mm-hmm.
used to play sports for a 3 hour stretch of time where you'd have a really intense sport
What
playing
what
on the
was your
field.
favorite sport as a child?
Of course, tennis is my favorite
It
sport.
was. Okay, okay.
And but a lot of these different sports, a lot of them went seasonally too as a young age, and everyone got into all these different sports. I noticed the public schools also encouraged everyone to try out all the different kinds of sports they had available. And I used to have that ability to do that. I think that type of also ability that I had, I remember even spread to some of my school friends. I taught them how to put some neighborhood kids together to play sports. And this spread to another group of kids over in Muttontown, which was in the same school district. And they were so grateful over the years that I taught them how to do this, that they really always sort of wish for good things for me because of that reason. It was really something amazing. No one else taught them how to put kids together to play and really have a great time. Um, so I think that really was one amazing thing. I think one thing I was lucky about, the particular neighborhood I lived in had this type of thing. A lot of kids used to play, and that was really one advantage also that I was able to really tap into, was to play on the field, and you just have everyday friends. They didn't even have to have, like, they were even your best friends to play with. A lot of it was just on a sportsmanship level. So that was one amazing things. Uh, I also had that whole ability also with my relationships. I think over the last weeks I was talking about my friendship with Casey Ho and with Angie. And one interesting thing that developed is to fix the whole thing up with Casey. and also continue
Mm-hmm.
friendship with Angie is I'm the one who proposed this idea of making just a friendship. And by making just a friendship, the pressure was off. The pressure was off for Casey. And I discussed trying to give her some new connections, networking, see if she could keep her dreams of her dress brand going and everything like that that she has today. And that idea really worked good. I think one thing people could learn from, and I was thinking about, is by doing that, I was introducing her to also to people who were really people I know and knew them for many years. This networking went on for years and years. It wasn't just a 1 week or something. Once I got into this, it went on for many years. And th- Casey and Angie were able to tap into the people I knew, and they were able to keep some friends going too. So one of the big advantages over the years was since there was always a problem with communication, they weren't necessarily at one location where I could find them, was they were able to stay within a certain different groups of friends, and I was able to meet them again, and time again, and could keep our friendship going. I think there was a few instances where we had a little trouble times. Um, One time, Casey really had a desire to make up, say she's sorry, she wants, she really is getting into this friendship with me. And also some of these things with keeping the friendship going also started to reignite this whole thing of even going back out dating to get this idea of engagement and marriage and things like that. And this also, since she's good friends with Angie, who's Lady Gaga, Angie was always around, so this friendship worked very good for her. They were telling me stories of a little sometimes of being isolated also. They didn't have too many people around them. So by me fueling them with some new friends and people to do things with really helped. And now the big bonus was also whatever types of excitement and friendship they had, they always gave me like 20% back. We always had this deal going where they gave me 20% back of the fun. And it turns out they really did do it. I remember one time starting off with this 20%, they had problems with it. They didn't like it starting off with the bar bat. And we had this like karate fight. It was like two against one. It was Angie and Casey against me. Of course, they didn't win, but that made it where they always gave me at least 20% back. And this worked really good. So I think originally Casey was mostly in contact with me, and it switched in later years in the 2000s to Angie. Angie realized she wanted to stay in contact with me, and she did have my phone number. I think the one problem with this communication was these cell phone numbers, always changing numbers, did give us a little problem over the years, starting with my first cell phone number and then changing it. And I didn't know if maybe someone had to set a state when you have your first phone number to just keep it and not change it at all because I wasn't changing my phone number like I'm getting away from someone. It was unfortunately it became a little problem. And that's another little bit of advice is not change your phone number, especially on your cell phone. It's like a landline phone. I mean, if you can keep your number, it is going to work much better. So these numbers changing were different. Every once in a while, the numbers would change, and I didn't really get the word out to everybody. I would have to sometimes just by chance meeting them somewhere and then getting the phone numbers back going again. So I think with this story with Angie kept calling. She got into this friendship idea with me. She was calling me. So from the governor's networking, I switched her over to the media group, um, where they started to meet some other new friends there, and I referenced her some other groups. I think the only groups that they really couldn't get to was really the groups with the top people with the presidents of the United States. That is, they really have to stand next to me holding my hand to really get that. So they couldn't get all the groups, but Angie kept calling me even into the 2000s as a friend, and I gave her a new group. Um, Even some on Long Island. After
Uh-huh.
there was a horrible tragedy with the 9/11, and I made some new friends out on Long Island, and I invited them to do that. What happened is after 9/11, Angie and Casey, they were in San Francisco for a while. I called them. I was wondering what happened. They were far away in San Francisco, but when they eventually returned back, I gave them some numbers on Long Island too. So they were making new friends. So they were already always relying on me to do this, and they always gave me a percentage back. So I would, at sometimes they were doing things on their own, and sometimes when we met together and networking, we were able to do things together. So that was really good. And so that was one interesting thing, and that's an interesting thing to learn from. I think that was one thing I was doing with networking and things like that. I think one interesting thing was I had said last week about Jeffrey Epstein, even though he took the fall, had horrible problems. Of course, he was a really good guy, and we're on the good side, and he of course wanted me to talk to Casey Hope, but he invited me to his island too. Um, I think I didn't get to go down to his island, but what happened is I also had another friend no one knows about. She submitted my application to go to the island with her. She really wanted to go there to the island. She's has went to that island and never had one problem all her life. But she invited me to go there, and I think one interesting thing happened when she submitted my application. She sort of did it at a different level, and they picked up my name knowing who I was, and they didn't really want the invite coming through her. So I didn't go with her because the invite had to come from my top sponsors. That's what was happening. So there was some interesting stories about that. Getting in on the one line with her, they turned it down. They really had the system of submitting your name and them approving it to go to the island, which was very interesting. And so that is one thing that had happened. Um, I think just to go with some interesting tennis stories, uh, one interesting tennis story that was happening over the years, and which was well, I think let me instead of saying that story I could put on another show. I think another story, just to complete out the whole thing with me making networking and friends and things like that, was um, there was those different people in the adult industry also because they're part of entertainment. And I think Casey was the beauty queen. So that is one category. Angie, of course, was the singer, musician. I'm the sport player. Some of them were also adult entertainers. Um, but I think one thing was whenever I got near the adult entertainment, which was really my contact was with Terry and Liz, was there was always wild things going on. And whenever I used to talk to them, I think they sort of gave me a special place to talk to me because since I know Liz very well and Terry, they didn't mind communicating with me. But what I always used to do is I always used to give them feedback. One interesting feedback I did give to them was, for instance, at La Barbat, instead of them grabbing people walking past the front doors, which is sort of like how they were doing things, I explained to them a story that my girlfriend had walked past their door and got themselves into all kinds of problems. And I suggested, why don't you just advertise? Like I was explaining that the networking party where I was meeting a lot of top people in finance and people going into different government positions, they all received an invitation. Some of them had to sign up on a list. I had to sign up on a list, and eventually some of these invitations came over to me to go to them. But it's the same idea. So I taught them I told them, why don't you just get a list of people and send out the invitations and not bother with people walking back and forth. They liked the idea. In fact, I gave them a sample of the advertisements that were getting sent out. I had showed some on my other show. I think a lot of times it starts with like a list from an email, and then it develops into these like little postcard mailings they send to you. And just by chance, I did receive one of their invitations later on. They sent it to me in the mail. So they took to this idea. So I was able to influence them to sort of like brush them up a little so they wouldn't seem like they're a problem to everybody. I was trying to fix them up a little. And that idea was working. I think some of that helped out too. They were telling me some things also, going around them, doing things around them. They don't even want people to like maybe sample that a couple times. They don't want you to get into too serious of doing things around them. And from that, I was able to pass the warning out to people around them, telling Casey and Angie and things like that, and helping them out so they wouldn't get themselves in trouble, causing big problems for themselves. They could lose soul. So what happened was, I was doing things like that. So I always had that sort of interesting communication with them, and it was helping me. It was helping them. It was pretty good. Things like that were working very good. A lot of that has to do with that special relationship I had with Elizabeth, and that worked very well over the years. And I think that also might have helped all these different things with the different networking friends that I was referencing and people around me. Like things were going pretty good with that. I was able to um, sort of have like understanding with them, and things went pretty good. I didn't have such a problem with that, and I think that worked very nicely. And I think that's sort of just like a good thing people could learn from. I didn't ruin their party or anything like that, and um, we were always able to communicate from a distance, and I was able to sort of make like a friendship with them. I think one friendship even went so big that they even renovated one of their locations. I was able to really help them so good to bring them within the law so that they were able to really do good things and not really be like some kind of a problem. I also, knowing people doing things with the group, I didn't want an association where bad things are going on, and then so I kept my distance from them. But I think as far as the whole understanding we had together, it worked very good, and I was able to improve things. So they even renovated one of their locations because of it, and they were really amazed. They couldn't believe it that someone renovated everything for them. So this was really a very interesting story, and so I improved things, and that worked very good because it was over a number of many years, and they
Yeah.
were around a long time, and we were able to um, do all kinds of things. So that was really very good.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Never cease to amaze me. John Riggio here, and he's always stories. Now even new Epstein. Fascinating. Yeah. Wow. And I just feel like every time we talk, there is something new. Are you ever gonna stop?
I have
You're
so
never
many names, though.
retiring.
I
I
have so
could.
many stories.
Oh my gosh! I was gonna say you should write a
Yeah,
book,
I still have
and you
names
did, but
stories.
you need like a whole series of books to get all this stuff out.
Yeah, sure. I put together enough information. Maybe I could put together some more books, certainly.
You, my goodness, for sure you have to. All right, we got 3 more minutes left, John. What else do you want to make sure we talk about?
Yeah, of course. I have all my different things on the internet. You can go onto my X page. I have my Facebook page, and has all kinds of photographs, information, pictures. It has a complete list of videos. All these videos I also have compiled on YouTube. You could watch all of them going back many years now, and hope you really enjoy them.
Mm, I love it. Absolutely. So hopefully I get to see you soon in person. Believe you and I have never met face to face, and I've known you for years, which is sad. But I know we're going to make that happen soon, which is going to be fun. And I guess you're shooting this week, right? So maybe I'll
Yes.
see you, if not next week. But
Yeah, hope to see you soon.
and how can we find you? Find our videos, find our podcast. Tell everyone.
Yeah, my webpage is www.johnriggio.com. You can also go to John Riggio Pro Tennis Player on Facebook, and I'm right there on X. Just put my name in and you'll find me.
Perfect. Always a pleasure, John. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the sun before the rain. I think it's coming in later tomorrow, right?
Yeah, bad weather tomorrow.
It's all right. We got this. Have a fantastic day, sweetheart. Talk soon. Bye.
Thanks, Doc.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.